One of the benefits of shooting pictures on location for Pierre Frenet's low-calorie gourmet was being invited to lunch after the shoot. Photographer Manna is an expert at making food look great on film. But all that great-looking food doesn't necessarily taste great. Consider this mouth-watering ice cream sundae. While it looks good enough to eat, it isn't. It's fake. In the studio, with certain restrictions and under certain conditions, a food photographer can fool the eye and the taste buds with a creation that's better seen than tasted.
We never shoot fake food when we are showing a product. We do use it in the background or out of focus sometimes, but not when it's the main product that we're selling. I would never do that in a national ad campaign and shoot fake ice cream and say that it was the real ice cream. When we're shooting ice cream for an ad for ice cream, it's not fake ice cream. Or if we're shooting a liquor ad, it's not fake liquor. It's the real stuff. We might use fake ice cubes, but that's okay because we're using the real product. Fake ice has been a wonderful thing in food photography because without it, obviously the ice cubes would just keep melting into nothingness. So it stays there, and they're beautifully handcrafted so that they give you a nice sparkle. Whereas most ice cubes, if you look at your ice cube when you take it out of your refrigerator, it doesn't have the same quality at all. So it's optically pure and will last forever and really makes the liquid around it glisten as well. We have several fake things on the market. These are crushed ice cubes, larger pieces of plastic which look like ice when they're in water, and fake ice cubes which have been handcrafted pieces of plastic. These don't float, but there are new pieces of ice on the market that are called floaters, which do float. There's also pours available. Instead of having to pour liquid over several times into a glass, you can adjust this to the proper level and glue it in place and make believe that you're pouring liquid. And then to make the glass look frosty and appealing, we use this Aqua Gel, water droplets, and we can place it wherever we'd like on the outside of the glass, which gives you that frosty feeling. And then you can also use glycerin and water in this spray, and that works very nicely too and gives you a finer mist and smaller drops. And then this is how I would set up a shot. You put your fake ice cubes in there. Usually have one on the end sticking up. Doesn't that look really cold?
Now I'm going to make a frozen drink with the help of frost powder, which I get from Trengove Studio in Manhattan. To this we add some colored water. We're going to make a strawberry frozen drink for a barbecue. You'll see that once it's in contact with water, it appears to crystallize. This is an acrylic-based powder. Here we are, a frozen strawberry drink for our barbecue.
Fake ice cream is one of the nice things that food stylists have invented to help the food photographer. It doesn't melt on the set, and that's quite a saving grace. It doesn't spill on the tablecloth. It's a mixture of confectionery sugar, Karo syrup, and Crisco. And you just put it in a food processor for a little while. It makes a doughy substance that once you scoop it out and play with it a little bit, really looks like ice cream, and it's really wonderful. Again, as a prop, not as the main subject.
Into the Cuisinart. We have our ice cream, our fake ice cream, ready for the set. I'll be making some scoops from this. Perfect. We'll add a little chocolate sauce.
Sometimes we may thicken the consistency of the chocolate syrup to try and keep it staying on the fake ice cream. And we might put some frost on the side of the glass to make the ice cream look really wet and appetizing as well.
I don't think you'd want to serve this to your guests, but it looks very appetizing. And I also have my own version of whipped cream here.
Instead of using real whipped cream, a lot of times when we're allowed to use the fake stuff in the background as a prop, we use shaving cream because that has a better consistency and will hold up through time and won't change colors as whipped cream would and won't shrivel up as quickly.
And last but not least, a cherry.
The fake ice cream sundaes and the phony iced tea, complete with fake ice, and the acrylic powder frozen drink are all acceptable because they're merely background. A barbecue will be smoking away, but only at the moment of exposure thanks to steam chips, another item from the food photographer's bag of tricks.
We had to create an outdoor environment in the studio, which we did by setting up trellises and setting up the barbecue grill and a bare bulb flash tube to give a real sharp sunlight feeling. And there we were able to use some fake products. But that wasn't the essence of the shot. The essence was to create this whole environment and this whole feeling of wanting to go outside and barbecue lobster and shrimp and swordfish, things that people wouldn't normally barbecue. We're trying to introduce some new ideas.
How about these claws, Lou? Is that all right?
Yeah, maybe we can clean this up just a little bit, though.
Okay.
And the lemons, we have to adjust those lemons so that we see them a little more.
This one?
Yeah.
Chris Metz, head chef from the Ritz Cafe, has prepared the barbecued seafood, which will be the main focus of the photograph.
Terrific. Let's see how this looks under here. Okay, Lori, let's put some water on the steamed chips and try and get it to really go. Put a lot on there. That's great. It really looks like it's on fire. Great. Right now. I tried to work with a diagonal line in composition of the barbecue shot, where your eye travels along the edge of the table and then runs in there and watches all the food and then goes back up to the grill and sees all the smoke coming out of the grill so that it gives you that realism and that impact. For all those master chefs at home, and amateurs as well, you can try and photograph your food by using your typical flash unit and making sure that your sensor is always positioned on the subject and bouncing it into the ceiling or into a wall or into a white card, just to create a lot softer light than that direct flash. And it'll also fill up the whole dish with the light and give you more even reflections. I think that would be a good way to shoot it.